Fates of Africa is funded by the EPSRC and part of the Responsible AI Consortium. It is a systematic consultation of the most affected actors in online learning across sub-Saharan Africa. Its focal output will be a decision-making guide as a toolkit that will be available online and downloadable by all. The arrival of the internet was a time of real excitement. With the right equipment, people could suddenly access knowledge and information in a way they couldn't do before. And as technology for internet connection advanced, and it did rapidly, so did access to knowledge and information. This access to knowledge and information soon evolved into much more. Society quickly adapted in-person learning for remote online learning. Learning that can be done more extensively while the teacher and other students are not in the same room. Think recorded videos, discussion boards, online blogs, and tutorials for advancing core skills. Learning that can be done in more diverse ways while the teacher and other students are in the same room. Think live polls, collaborative blogs, global resources that are instantly available for group research work during class time. No need to book the school or local library. Now, when online learning is AI-powered, it holds even more potential, especially in terms of personalized learning, where a human-like tutor is in the hand of anyone with a smartphone or device. So AI-powered online learning is widely celebrated as a universal gateway for educational access. But the opposite might be true. While some celebrate vocally, and for good reason, others are now more left behind than ever before. As ever, the more hype, the more difficult it is for those left behind to share their views. Yet, the more important it is to give them our attention. Because we may be making the same mistakes as before, and those mistakes might be profound, even unethical or worse. And it's true, AI-powered online learning is already making societal divides worse rather than better. Sub-Saharan Africans represent a vast global population that is persistently left behind. It's not so much an issue of access to knowledge and information, access to online learning, although it is an issue for remote rural Africans. The main issue is more profound. It's ethical. The very design and delivery of online learning is problematic. Historically, and even now, online learning hardly ever involves local members of the sub-Saharan African educational ecosystem. Even when it does, the most affected actors within these ecosystems are left behind. Only policymakers and individuals with top-level influence and privilege are involved, rather than the learners, parents, and educators themselves. With AI powering online learning, nobody is clearer on how to resolve this. The big tech companies provide guiding principles, but nobody is providing help on stage-by-stage decision-making to ensure that, going forward, significant global populations are not left behind. Even high-profile academic discussions neglect sub-Saharan African populations entirely. Meanwhile, there is a particular need to focus on sub-Saharan Africans because there is something preventing their access to online learning in a persistent way over time. This is despite the evidence that sub-Saharan Africans can gain just as much as other global populations through online learning, including counterparts in the Global South. The Fates of Africa project responds to this disadvantage of sub-Saharan Africans in online learning. We have been conducting systematic consultations across sub-Saharan Africa with representation from Central, Western, Eastern, and Southern Africa. Rather than ending with the most affected actors, we start with them to eventually contribute a stage-by-stage decision-making toolkit for equitable AI-powered online learning. Together with learners, educators, community members, academics, and policymakers, we are developing a toolkit to address the full journey of online learning design and delivery. We go beyond guiding principles to make a concrete offering. In this way, we shed light on the priorities of Africans for online learning in Africa. Online learning that is not only AI-powered and ethical in a vague universal sense, but that is people-centered and values-driven from the ground up.